out there in NIC land. I hope this video finds you healthy, happy, and hanging in there. I decided to do the update this week again via video. We had some positive feedback about that, and it might be a little bit easier way to get messages out. This week I thought I would talk a little bit about what we're doing as a company to help in the COVID-19 fight. I had briefly mentioned last week about the ramp up of the carts we do for Philips that are used for ventilators, and I wanted to talk a little bit more about that product line. The cart you see on the left of the slide is what is made in Woodinville, and there's 4 different versions of it made. And what you see on the right is how it looks when it's in the hospital or clinic. So we ship the carts down to Philips Carlsbad, California facility, and then they add in the ventilator and other components. And then at the hospitals, they add in the disposable items like the masks and tubing, as well as the oxygen tanks. This next slide here shows part of the assembly cell where we make the carts. And you can see the top of the cart is in those canvas racks on the left there. And then on the right is finished goods getting ready to ship. And these are the partially assembled versions. And they're a little bit smaller and easier to ship all over the world. And so right now that's really the popular version for Philips. And we can fit 142 of those into a trailer. And so as we ramp up from 1,250, which is what we're doing right now, which is almost 50% more than what we were doing last year, when we ramp up to 5,000, we will be shipping out over 9 trailers a week. And these are pretty big parts, so we're going to have parts coming in from our suppliers and a lot of product going out, and there'll be a lot of logistics happening in the Woodinville plant to support this. So this is an exciting project, and it's really getting ramped up. The other project I wanted to highlight is one of the engineers in the Woodinville plant, Ted Wershing, designed a kind of plastic box to help the healthcare workers protect themselves and the patients during needed medical procedures. And you can see the slide there with it on the left. It's a little bit hard to see because it's a clear box. I looked around trying to find images of similar items, and the image on the right kind of reflects that. And the idea is to allow the operators to put their hands through the holes and take temperatures and do needed examination requirements, and not exchange any kind of bodily fluids in that process. If this turns out well and they like it, NIC will help support that kind of product line. If any of you out there are doing efforts out in the community to help support people in need during this time, maybe you're working at a food bank or doing other volunteer work, I'd love to hear about it and highlight it in our weekly meetings. On the Midwest side of the business, we had some not great news. We've been working all week on preparing the plants for coming back on Monday. And then last night I received a letter from PACCAR, which you can see here on the screen. And in it they said they were pushing out at least another week to the 27th before coming back to full production. And among us managers in talking about it, we think that it might be 2 weeks before they're back. We know they have a lot of work to do to get ready to come back in a environment with social distancing and increased safety for their employees. And so they're not quite there yet. And also, many of the states are into the first week in May before they end their stay-at-home orders, and so it would align well with that. That's a guess, but we're thinking there's a good chance we'll be down another couple weeks. If you haven't filed for unemployment, it's really important that you do that to take advantage both of your state's benefits as well as the federal government is providing another $600 a week on top of your state's benefits. And it's really important that you take advantage of that. This is a unique time. In my career, I've never heard of this type of benefit being done by the government. And so I know some of you have struggled a little bit with that. And if you need help, reach out to HR at the plants, and let's make sure you get your needed compensation. And they will back it up to when you stopped working, so no need to worry about losing that benefit as a whole. I also wanted to mention that in the Midwest we are working to help diversify the work there, so we're not quite as dependent on Kenworth and Peterbilt for our business. And to that end, for example, right now we're in the process in our Denton plant of launching some new work for a company called Momentum Fuel Systems. They make products for the compressed natural gas industry. And we're early on in that. It's not a meaningful chunk of business yet, but over the next couple of years, we expect that to grow and be much more meaningful. And then in our Gallatin plant, we are beginning to make the recloser cabinets for Schweitzer Engineering Laboratories. Schweitzer is a customer for the Woodinville facility, and they recently opened a plant in Purdue, Indiana, and they are excited to get product from our Gallatin plant, and we've recently prepared first articles for these cabinets, and they're being submitted, and we are expecting to get first article approval soon, and in the next couple of months begin shipping from Gallatin to Purdue to support that product line. So that's an exciting new opportunity as well. Further, we have been quoting a fair amount of new work that could be run in any number of our plants for the company that does energy systems. And we submitted the final quote for that last Friday, and we're excited to see how that develops and if we can get additional work in our Denton, Gallatin, and Ohio plants. And there's just been a number of opportunities that have been coming in that are possibilities for running in a variety of our plants. And as these come in, Garth and his team are quoting them, and we're really figuring out how to really position ourselves to be more diversified in the Midwest. That's pretty much the updates I had for this week, and I will talk to you guys next week.